Welcome everybody to episode 28 of the Film Planet podcast. We're finally back after a very, very long hiatus. Good to be back. You happy to be back? Yeah? No? There we go. I'm your host, Nadal.
Jamal.
And today we're going to be bringing you some of our most anticipated movies for 2019. So, and then we'll probably do, if we get enough people in here, we'll probably do like a quick little Q&A right at the end, if possible, if the time allows. All right? Well, Jamal, let's go. Now, I want to preface this, none of these are in any particular order. We're just kind of going through what we're excited about, what's piquing our interest, and et cetera, so on and so forth, okay? All right, we want to start us off, Jamal?
Yeah, I didn't put a list in order because this year was an odd year where there's a lot of things I'm interested in, but I'm not necessarily over the hill about. So I got your basics like Captain Marvel, X-Men, Dark Phoenix, the superhero movies, Marvel in particular. I also have, anybody know me personally, Star Wars Episode 9 would probably be my number one if we structured the list, so that goes without saying.
Yeah.
And the one I'm super hyped for is Godzilla.
Godzilla, okay.
Godzilla.
Anything with monster. Something if you've seen other episodes, is me and him are big on like monsters and robots. You combine those two.
Kaiju, man. It's
like.
And then have you seen the trailers? Like,
oh man,
it's art.
Not even the trailers. Like they released a poster. I think it was like 2 days ago.
Yeah, they released 3-4 posters.
Yeah, man.
Those are some of the best posters.
And the first thing that popped in my mind was like, if there was ever a movie to go watch it in the big screen on IMAX, this was the movie right here.
Yeah, you gotta watch this.
Like you're really doing it a disservice if you watch it on a regular big screen or wait till Redbox or something. Like, do yourself a favor, spend that extra $7 and go to watch it in IMAX. That's, if you're gonna take a suggestion from me, take that one.
I think this movie will do for kaiju and monster movies going forward the same thing that Iron Man. This is just my prediction. The same thing that Iron Man and Dark Knight in 2008 did for the MCU and the comic book movies going forward. I just feel like, yeah, man, because it's leading to Godzilla versus King Kong. And I mean, if you've seen Kong Skull Island, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with by the time this movie comes out. Because that takes place in the 70s. And this will take place in modern. So he'll be bigger, wide. He was already super wise. Because I hear a lot of people say, how does Kong have a chance? And I'm like, this is not your...
He's highly intelligent.
This is not your grab the Becky and climb the Empire... Becky with the good hair and climb the Empire State.
Yeah.
And get shot down, King Kong. If you watch Skull Island, he's aware. He knows how to use weapons. It's gonna be a good brawl. And then the director, I think the studio have him backtrack. He said he wants to have a definitive winner. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm split on that. I just have to watch it to see on that one. But I'm excited about the movie, like the definitive winner comment. That I'm not.
Oh, I'm Team Kong, baby.
You're Team Kong on that one? I mean, so am I.
Godzilla's definitely the favorite.
Oh, absolutely, he's the favorite. But personally, I would like to see Kong win.
Yeah, so.
But I'm also split. I'm split on that being a Godzilla 1, Kong 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna
what's the guy's name? I can never. He's from The Raid. He was in the last movie with Mark Wahlberg. I can't remember what it was called now, off the top of my head.
You're talking about Iko Ukasis?
Yeah, the main character from The Raid. You said a comment while we were watching the movie with Mark Wahlberg. What was the movie? It's like
Mile 22.
Mile 22. And you're like, this dude is the king of the Slobberknock fight.
Yeah.
I want to see that in Godzilla versus Kong, like just like blow for blow.
Just he got them little hands. How you gonna
just tearing each other
How
up?
You gonna fight Kong with the little hands?
Yeah, well, I mean, with tail whip and all, whatever.
It's tail whip blast.
But just
his
like
nuclear blast takes a lot. His atomic breath takes a while to charge.
It charges up, and we don't know how much it takes out of him.
So he'll have to use his
It'll be more physical.
Scales probably.
It'll be more physical.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see how much they scale up Kong.
And you know
he's had to have grown since the
I
first
want
time.
to see his look, just his overall look.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because he already looked gritty from the island. What does he look like now?
And how he acts, he was more kind of docile. Now he's older.
He's probably a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, angry. Depending on how this movie goes, though, I know we're kind of going on a tangent, but that's a podcast. That's what is going to happen. I'm interested to see how they put Godzilla, like what kind of light they put on him. Because if this is the movie,
he's obviously the protagonist in this movie.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. But
who's going?
Do you want to? Because Kong was the protagonist in his movie.
I mean,
you get what I'm saying?
I feel like if they face up this go around, you have to make.
So one of them has to be the bad guy.
Kong showed to be more of a protagonist than Godzilla.
He should be more of a protector.
So that's why I said he'll probably be the protagonist.
If they don't say Godzilla's a protector like they do in the movie,
just look,
you don't view Godzilla's a protector.
Godzilla ain't saving Brie Larson.
No, he's not even gonna try.
So obviously Kong went out his way to help her.
Yeah.
So obviously he's somewhat of a protector.
He's highly intelligent, and he could tell a difference. Like Samuel L. Jackson's character, for example, he knew that was the threat. He clearly understood Jackson was the threat.
Mm-hmm. See.
So he's a lot smarter. Not that Godzilla's stupid, but it's
brain and brawn over super powered nuclear brawn.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Versus. I shouldn't say over.
Versus. Yeah. But no, that's monsters and like I think big thing for me and him is sci-fi, monsters, and then what we like to call those movies that you just turn your brain off. And you just kind of sit back and enjoy it for an hour.
And leading into that, I think is on both our lists. We might as well just mix it all together.
Yeah, this is going to be a list of both of ours combined because a lot of our stuff was shared. So
yeah, John Wick.
Oh yeah, speaking of turn your brain off and just enjoy the next hour and a half, John Wick Chapter 3. Yes, it's Keanu Reeves, but another thing I'm excited about, the bad guy's Halle Berry. That I'm interested to see what kind of fighting she's gonna do, because I think at some point those two are gonna be going at it, and that's a movie. You want to talk about a movie that's slobber knock fights, where it's just everyone's beating each other up to a pulp, and the one who passes out first is the winner.
That's John Wick.
That's John Wick,
and he's being chased and hunted in this one. If you've seen the second one, so. It ain't even much to go into detail. Gunplay, awesome.
We don't know much. Gunplay, it's Keanu Reeves. Halle Berry's the bad guy. And she has a picture of dogs with her, so.
Another big anticipated movie, I think in general. I mean, this is probably the biggest for most people, is Avengers 4.
Yeah.
Endgame. I'm not anticipating. I'm serious. I'm not anticipating this movie like most people, and I know that's a shocker because comic book. Everybody assume I'm this huge comic book guy, so I'm not anticipating like most people. But of course, I want to look forward to what happens to the OG crew.
Yeah.
And what happens to Thanos and who's the bigger threat. I'm definitely, when I go into the movie, I'll be interested and geeked out. But I think the problem with this movie is Spider-Man Far From Home comes out, and
it's right after it though.
Yeah, that shows you that Spider-Man's not dead. You kind of see what's coming without seeing what's coming if you pay attention to MCU. Like,
it's not even. It's your common sense kicks in. Is now we know for a fact Spider-Man lives in the next Avengers movie because he has a sequel to his.
Well, we knew he was gonna live anyway. But now we might have an idea how he comes back before the movie even kicks in. You know,
it's just I agree. I see what you're saying. It's kind of like because the Far From Home might insinuate that he doesn't ever come back. Like we know where he's at in Avengers, but we don't see him actually ever return to the right universe.
See what I'm saying?
Hence the title of the Spider-Man, Far From Home.
See what I'm saying?
It's not like he's in Oklahoma and he lives in New York. Far From Home.
And it might be, and they said some of the premise he's traveling on a trip, but still, that's still a little too even traveling.
It's kind of right on the head.
Yeah, so it got to be more. It got to be. So it's things like that. You know, Ant-Man. Something about the internet. They can't just wait on the movie. They have to dig every detail. And Ant-Man, you kind of see where that's going, how Ant-Man's going to be the
Yeah.
key. So
Well, you called that whenever we were.
I
reviewing
called
it.
that back in
When we-
back
we-
2015.
Yeah, you called
Yeah.
that a long time ago. It's Ant-Man was always the key. Like, I don't know. Just to
Once the
clarify,
quantum-
I know nothing about this.
Yeah.
Everything I know about them, about Marvel and MCU, like
With
the
the
comics,
quantum
is from
realm.
him. So the quantum realm, and I'm seeing rumors of people talking about the quantum realm now, after they saw the last Avengers trailer. I'm sitting here like, yeah, Jamal knew that. He called that 3 years ago. So
yeah.
it was something that I expected.
And like I said, when I watch in and go see it, I'm gonna definitely be excited.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm just not anticipating it like Infinity
I'm
War.
not
or
foaming
like,
at the mouth.
yeah, I'm like Captain Marvel. I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
I'm skeptical on Brie as Captain Marvel. I don't drag her like the internet drags her. I don't
Yeah,
drag
I don't
her
know
like
why.
that. But I am skeptical as her as Captain Marvel. But the premise itself, I'm
Yeah.
into like space opera, space fantasy. You know, that's the one time I'm into.
Well, yeah, we'll stay on Captain Marvel then, I guess, because I mean that is for both of us. You know, we joke around and say
Scrolls,
the
shape
Scrolls. Team Bree is what we keep saying to bother one of our friends, but it's like you said, I'm just excited. Like a big thing that you pointed out and that I'm excited about is if you all seen the trailer, you saw Blockbuster in there. So this movie takes place in the 90s,
yeah.
which
cool.
is a rarely explored time period
Decade.
in all of Hollywood. Like it's usually never even touched.
Yeah, it's usually the 80s, the 40s, the 50s.
Even the movies that were made in the 90s that were, you know, they would always kind of future dated or go back a little bit. They would never be in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like in 2018 movies, there's movies they just take place in 2018
or the 80s
or the 80s. But in the 90s, to my, you know, most of it is like a dystopian future, or they go back in time.
Here's
like,
what's
yeah.
Here's
So,
what's interesting. You say that X-Men: Dark Phoenix takes place in the 90s.
correct.
As well.
Yeah. So
And it's a possibility the Skrulls are in that. So we might see the Skrulls adapted in two different movies. That
might be the way they link since Fox was purchased by. That might be It's probably gonna be a little forced. But they're gonna have to do it to get.
Yeah,
to
but
get it
I don't
done.
think they're gonna do it so in a point where you got to incorporate the X-Men in now. I think.
Oh yeah, no.
It'd be a little hint like, because I have a cool theory. I think the reason they reshot Dark Phoenix because Disney owns it now. Overall, we don't like it. It's bigger than Hollywood, but Disney owns it now, and I think the Dark Phoenix is gonna win and kind of reset the timeline. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, so
she's a powerful entity. Like she's goddess. Like it's a it. It just goes into Jean. It's a host to Jean.
Okay. So see, I didn't know that part. I remember you telling me it was like an alien or something like that.
Yeah, the Phoenix is like a.
And they're like
almost,
there's like a corpse or a team of people chasing after it too, or something like that. Mm-hmm. Right? Because they go into space. Like that's the beginning.
Well,
of the
it's an alien race that.
Alien race. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll staying on the superhero because I think we only have. There's really not that many superhero movies on our list. Is we have Hellboy and Shazam. So we'll start with Hellboy because we don't really know much about it.
They said it's darker. It's gritty.
Yeah.
David Harbour from Stranger Things.
And then, whether you like Hellboy or not, that poster they showed was actually pretty dope.
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool poster. But I'm a big fan of like that gritty, not like just violent to be violent, but it's just a little bit more down to earth,
darker
take on things.
Direction.
So I'm excited about that. Which I never hated the last Hellboy movies, but they definitely had more of a, and I don't mean this as a knock, like a cartoony feel and look to it.
Quirky.
Yeah, that they dived heavy into the steampunk thing. When I'm assuming Hellboy's thing is steampunk though, but they kind of embraced that fully. I don't feel like.
I think this one be more embracing the horror element.
That's what I'm saying. This isn't seeming as going to be
R-rated too.
It's going to lean the other way around, which is I'm fine with. I like that idea. And then Shazam, we really don't know much about that, but I think Shazam is Shazam because it's an origin story, so there's not really plot details we need to know about. It's going to be an origin story with a plot thrown in there. I'm just excited about it because it it's another thing. I said it before when we were talking about DC. Is this is like another step for DC? They're taking a different. They find like someone woke up and like, hey, we need to go a different direction because dark and gritty doesn't work for us.
Doesn't work.
It simply
To the
doesn't
audience.
to the audience. It's not working. If you've seen, I mean, Aquaman seems to be getting great reviews, which we'll have a podcast for that next week. But it's it just looks fun. It looks like it's going to take itself too serious. Because I mean, it's a movie about a kid with powers, essentially.
And then his friend is like
It's like a super nerd.
it's kind of like very self-aware.
Correct. Yeah, and I do not mind at all.
Nah, for a movie like that.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And then
Speaking of Brightburn.
Oh,
I
yes.
said speaking of Brightburn. Speaking of superhero movies, DC related, Brightburn. It's kind of like a movie that's a twist on Superman.
Oh yeah.
It's like
a big twist.
It's Superman is perverted. Like you're watching the trailer and you're like, what is this? That Dark Knight, Man of Steel. You're like, is this the Man of Steel all over again?
Mm-hmm.
Then the trailer, all of a sudden, the kid is getting bully pick on.
The tone changes quick.
And the tone changes, and all of a sudden, you see this little kid just murdering people. It reminds me of the Superman origin story meets Children of the Corn.
Ooh. I like that.
Yeah,
That's okay. I like that.
Yeah, that's what the trailer.
Superman origin story meets Children of the Corn. That's okay. That's an interesting take.
Chosen one, like Malachi is supposed to be the chosen one. He thought he was doing God's work, but come to find out in Children of the Corn, he's doing the devil's work.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like
that's interesting.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have even thought about
and
that.
then there's Elizabeth Banks. She's been working with James Gunn for years and like Slither and other movies. So.
Slither's really good.
I just want to see the twist. I want to see will he become full-fledged supervillain? Will he find his way? And I want to see who the protagonist is. Because what would be cool, I don't know if they're going to do this, but what would be cool is...
They're going to set up another universe?
No. Oh, no. Oh, please, no. Stop. But I said what would be cool, in Superman, the kind of mastermind, weak, fragile, nerdy guy's the villain, and Superman, is the kind of the handsome guy with the looks and stuff. He's the hero. What would be funny is if the Lex Luthor type of character is actually the kid who's the Lex Luthor type would actually be the protagonist going against this godlike being. Okay, that's enough.
No, you're good. No,
I don't want because we got a lot of movies to talk about. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Tarantino.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That's always an event film. Him, Nolan.
Just kind of because I don't think many people probably know about this. It's Brad Pitt and DiCaprio are in it. Written and directed by Tarantino, but it's basically a bunch of it's an actor and his stunt double try to get back into movies however many years later, but Hollywood has completely changed from what they're used to. So I'm interested to see, because that feels like it's a nail on the head, is people who do action movies. I think it's going to be action related. Stunt double.
Yeah, but...
And the lack of action movies, but they use CGI instead now. But I don't know what time era this is.
Then they say it's going to kind of have a loose plot about the Manson murders too.
That I do not know.
I thought it was. Or that might be another movie. I'm not sure.
No, because when I was reading it, it was pretty specific about the actor and the stunt double. I don't see how that would, unless, it's Tarantino, so it's not impossible that he could fit it in somehow.
Well,
but
he fits the N-bomb.
Yeah, that's his favorite word in the world.
He knows how to squeeze that in a movie.
Tell you what, if there was ever a dude who's like, well, it's in a song, I can say it. Tarantino's that guy.
He's still a fabulous director.
Oh,
that's true. Yeah, that's hella true.
Yeah, he's definitely the king of, it's in the song, why can't I say it?
And speaking of, and did you say Brad Pitt? You meant DiCaprio, right?
No, they're both in it.
Oh, yeah, they sure are.
They're both in it.
So, speaking of Brad Pitt, it's a movie that will probably be in my top 5 if we listed them, called Ad Astra. And it's about Brad Pitt. He's a space traveler, and he's trying to find his father, who is Tommy Lee Jones, who pretty much had an idea to kind of take out humanity. Now they kind of need his help. So it's almost like Interstellar and Contact meets, I guess, I don't know, a rescue movie.
So you think this would be more of like a thriller in there?
Yes.
Thriller? Sci-fi thriller? Okay. You know,
No more details other than
yeah,
that.
there's not
No
much to go off
trailer.
of that. But as Brad Pitt, it seems like every now and again he just kind of starts popping up in movies, and then he goes away for 6 years, and then comes back with like another 8 movies. Um, and then I mean, it's talking about extremely good actors, you know, that are well rounded. Greyhound, starring Tom Hanks.
That's his.
That's Greyhound with Tom Hanks in it. Just to give you a quick little overview, it's basically a Navy captain being chased by Nazi U-boats in World War II, or at the start of World War II, across the Atlantic Ocean. And when I was reading about this movie, the first thing that popped in my head was like, that sounds like an Oscar waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Because last time Tom Hanks was on a boat, it was great. So, but also we got a really good meme out of it.
Yeah, every time he always on a boat.
Yeah, man, the dude's a amazing actor. But World War II, I think he hasn't done a war movie in forever since when's the last time he did a war movie? I want to say Private Ryan, but I'm pretty sure it's not Private Ryan.
No.
He had to have done something between then.
No, it wasn't a war movie. I think it's been a while since he entered that round.
But he's a good actor. I want to see him do that. Kind of command a boat and a crew of people while being chased down. And it says the beginning of World War II, so they might not even be aware something could be going on.
Yeah.
Because I believe the synopsis they were saying it's him and then a fleet of ships.
Oh, okay.
So I can't remember what it's called, but the Navy does a yearly thing where they all get together and they run drills as a unit.
Oh, okay.
So the naval forces get together. I honestly cannot remember to say, like, have you seen the Battleship movie starring Rihanna? You know, this is a bad movie. That's when their alien invasion happened, is during that little naval demonstration. So these people might not be aware there's a war going on.
Okay.
Because
that's
interesting to me. So it might just be a long chase movie, but they're not shooting back because they don't know what's happening and they're not going to start a war.
It'll be better than Hunter Killer, which was tight at the end. The third act, say that movie, that third act was lit. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about, but it was a movie came and went. But the third act was pretty lit.
Yeah.
He's looking forward to Aladdin.
Aladdin, yes. So Aladdin, there's a lot of reasons without getting super corny and cheesy. Sentimental. Like, I'm Lebanese. I'm Arab. We rarely are shown in a good light in movies, period. It's usually we're the terrorist, we're the bad guy, or we're just some dude who's I don't know what Hollywood thinks is Arabic, but it's usually not Arabic in the movies. And it's relieving to finally see something that's not a bad light on us.
Right.
We're gonna be the hero. We're gonna be the good guy. We're gonna be the one that people are like, I want to be Aladdin. That's really cool. The cast team's really good. I honestly can't remember the name off the top of my head right now, but it's 2 Lebanese actors, and then Will Smith is the genie.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up.
Go ahead.
I am a little
skeptic on that one
because Robin Williams defined that role so well, and if this was 90s charismatic, make you laugh, charming Will Smith, lately Will Smith done had kind of a rough kind of patch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would be more confident, like, yeah, I want to see Will's take on this character. Now it's kind of like,
Will.
And then something else, the girl playing Jasmine is not Arab. And I think that's a problem. Her name is Becky G.
Yeah, she's half Indian, half white. She's not Arab at all.
I didn't understand why they couldn't get an actress. I mean, they got, what's her name, married to the Jonas brother, Chipakra.
Yeah.
She crossed over from Bollywood to Hollywood. I mean, I don't know why. Is Arab actresses out there? I don't know why they don't. It's Aladdin. You can go get a no-name with some acting skills.
The 2 actors they got to play Jafar and Aladdin are full-blown Arab. They're
That's why
100% Arab.
I
They were
don't
just born and raised in
understand.
the UK.
I don't understand like why you wouldn't get an Arab woman.
Well, remember what I was saying is Aladdin, like, was a great first step, but they only halfway got it right on the cast. And I think they're even writing in a new character that it's just straight up a white dude. Straight up just a white dude.
Why?
Yeah.
This is what I joke. You remember I joked around about this. I said Disney is always pushing diversity in their movies at the expense of colored people. I said that. It's no shade at Disney. It just seems that way because they never did an interracial Prince and Princess before. But Princess and the Frog, Tiana, the black princess, now all of a sudden they want to. And I know he's not a white guy, but he's still like Arab. But why she can't? We already seen an Arab in the movies, an Arab prince. Why she couldn't be with a black prince?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now in Aladdin, it's cool you want to have a diverse cast, Arab, white, but now why do you want to incorporate him when he play like you?
What's the point of it? It doesn't make any sense. I can understand if Aladdin was this new thing that no one's ever heard of, but
it's a classic Disney.
But the story's there. Everyone knows the story. You don't have to throw a wrench in there. They just want to see it live action
with a little twist because you don't want to go plot by plot.
Well, yeah,
that's what made the Jungle Book so cool.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, overall, I'm very excited about the movie because either way you look at it. Would it be your
number one on your list?
As of right now, yeah, I would put it as my number one. Just for those reasons itself. It's not necessarily the movie itself. It's because I've seen Aladdin however many times, but it's just now I'm seeing that in a good light, and Lord knows we need it right now. So.
Okay, my question is. Did you think they might have got her? This is a lame excuse. This is a lame reasoning, but did you think they might have got her because of Whole New World? Because I heard she's a singer too. To perform more of the musical numbers. Still a lame excuse. It's still a cop out.
Yeah, I mean, we can make people fly. We can make people fly in space. We can make somebody who can't sing.
Yeah, training. Training.
Well, not enough training. You can just lip sync it later. It's fixed.
Oh no, you don't do that.
You can try it. I'm just saying you can get gritty with it.
You don't do that.
It's not like Disney's afraid of editing stuff out of movies after they're out because they've done it. But it's no. I don't know if that's why. I really don't. I think they just got her because they probably didn't want. This is gonna sound bad, but they probably didn't want to go 100% off the deep end.
That's what I'm saying.
I think they might have a legitimate fear of like, what happens if we go 100%? Are we gonna just tank this movie if we do that?
See, it's been proven this year alone that
Black Panther proved that.
Yes, that minority cast can sell a movie. It's crazy. Okay, we about to go on a tangent. That's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother podcast. But yeah, no, I see what you're saying. My personal opinion is they were scared. They didn't want to.
Scared of what? You're
Disney. That's my point. I can't tell you what they're scared of.
You have a plethora of Disney. Let me stress this about Disney, and this is why Disney. This is frightening for Hollywood going forward. I have nothing against Disney. Fine. I'm not making money from any of these studios. But as a movie fan, this is my biggest fear. Disney could potentially, this is unprecedented for Hollywood, potentially have $1 billion movies.
6 times in 1 year.
We know for a fact Avengers Endgame is $1 billion. We know for a fact the Lion King remake will be $1 billion. We probably know I know The Last Jedi was sketchy.
But it'll hit the $1 billion.
But J.J. Abrams, he'll do more. He's more of a fan service guy. And I don't mean that as a negative. I mean, he does
it in a good way.
Yeah. So Star Wars will hit $1 billion. Then you have Frozen 2, which is $1 billion. Then you have, did I say? I'm forgetting one.
Aladdin. Aladdin's potentially $1 billion.
Yes, if it does, yes. And Will Smith sells it. But it's something that I know is a guaranteed. I said 5 are probably guaranteed billion.
Is it Little Mermaid?
No, that's not out yet. Avengers, Star Wars, Lion King, Frozen 2. It was something else that it was a guaranteed.
Oh, you texted it to me. I remember. No, I can't remember. But anyways.
Yeah.
5 of them is enough right there alone.
4.
4. So they're gonna make their money. Again, I say they're scared. I don't know why. Just they're basically what he's trying to say is they're a big enough company they can take the hit if it doesn't work.
Yes.
They'll be okay.
Swing for the fences.
Yeah, they are literally one of the few companies in Hollywood that can be like, we can invest $1 billion into a movie, and if it doesn't perform, we'll be okay.
Right.
They're like the Nintendo of the movie world. Nintendo does not make money on the Switch, but they still be coming out with stuff because they have the money to just do it.
Right.
They can take the hit. It doesn't matter. So let's go ahead, move on. Let's see. One that we both were very excited about, we're very interested in the second trailer came out, and I think it piqued both our interests, was Captive State.
Well, I was more interested. I'm still interested in the movie overall, but I was more interested after the second teaser trailer than the full-blown trailer. But I still like it.
Yeah, the full-blown trailer for me was like, he said it best, and I was thinking about it. It was Attack the Block versus, what was it called?
Attack the Block meets 1984.
Yeah, it meets 1984. That the vibe of the movie was not, the teaser trailers didn't show the vibe. This last full blown trailer gave you the vibe.
It seems like a movie with a political message about not conforming.
Yeah.
Revolution, not conforming, so forth and so on. But with an alien twist.
Yeah.
Kind of like what District 9 had, very political with an alien twist. So I'm looking forward to it, definitely. Speaking of sci-fi, talk about Gemini Man a little bit. I know very small details.
Yeah, go for it.
No, you talk about it.
Oh, Gemini. Oh, okay.
That was on your list.
I thought you said you knew. I'm sorry. So Gemini is starring Will Smith, and based on what I was reading, it's basically an older assassin who's fighting a younger version of himself. It doesn't say how far back it's going. I can only assume it's an assassin at the end of his career, and an assassin, the younger version of him, is him at the beginning of his career. Why they're fighting, I do not know. I don't know if it involves time travel or if it's some type of cloning. But it said it is like a sci-fi thriller in the description of it. So, I mean, that's really all we know about it. I'm big on sci-fi, and that story seems weird enough, and I like weird. I like to watch weird stuff, that whether it's bad or good, I just like to give it a chance. Mm-hmm. And this seems like one of those movies is either going to be really good or it's going to be really bad, one or the other.
Right.
Like, it's not going to be, I don't think there's going to be an in-between for it, which is fine, but it's Will Smith, so it probably has a nice little budget if it's Will Smith in there. Yeah, he's a big star.
He's a big star.
He's a huge star, so he kind of commands a little bit more.
Hopefully, and this is more in his old realm, like from the iRobot,
correct? Yeah,
Legend, Independence Day.
He does good sci-fi.
Black. So hopefully, this movie gets him back on track.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
he does good sci-fi. And then let's see. So we got that.
Zombieland 2.
Zombieland 2. So if anyone's ever seen the first Zombieland, it was basically a horror comedy / zombie
surprise hit.
Yeah, surprise hit. It was really good. People liked it. It's the original cast is coming back, so Woody Harrelson, all them. I can't remember what's his dude name. People don't like him though in Hollywood. He has a bad stigma.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, he has a really bad stigma. People seem to not like him. He still gets
because
roles.
He doesn't come off Hollywoodish.
He doesn't come off. He's kind of an ass too, but in interviews, I've seen videos of him in interviews, and I'm like, "Ooh, that was mean," and I'm a mean person sometimes, and I'm going like, "Ooh, God, I wouldn't have said that." But no, I'm excited about it. Original cast is coming back. I want to see how far into the future they're probably going to go. Fairly far because the last one came out a while back. This will be a movie. This is going to be an example of a movie. You just turn your brain off and enjoy it.
You don't got to turn your brain off with Zombieland.
Well, I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean like
it had a good message.
It's not like Transformers turn your brain off.
It had a good message about, enjoy the little things, Zombieland Rule 32.
Oh yeah.
Double Tap. It had a good message on.
Well, it also kind of said there's a place for rules and there's a place for just kind of you should probably let loose a little bit.
Yeah, but I think the overarching theme of the movie was when we get down to the bare essentials of survival, the most important thing is humanity.
Yeah, but no, Zombieland is.
So
I'm just.
please do a Bill Murray cameo.
They'll probably do a Bill Murray cameo.
Got to.
They'll have to do it. And then let's see. We already talked about Brightburn.
We have The Irishman.
So The Irishman, you take that one because I don't know much about that one.
It's a Scorsese movie.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore director in a lot of people's eyes. In my eyes, he's a Mount Rushmore director. I mean, you have some coming in that list now. You got Alfonso Cuarón. I mean, that dude's been killing it lately. And Christopher Nolan, he's, you have some people starting to get in there, but right now most people will tell you Scorsese, Kubrick, Spielberg, and I guess you'll throw what's the Asian director did it, this Seven Samurai, Caris. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't remember.
Most people would say that's the 4.
Yeah.
So but
and there's people on the 4 that they'll probably never move.
And yeah,
like Spielberg,
he'll never move.
He's there forever.
Kubrick might fall out, but and he's my personal favorite.
And
but,
Scorsese, he's still making
yeah. So The Irishman is basically about these gangsters, and it's just another gangster.
It's starring Robert De Niro, right?
And Pacino.
Oh.
And Scorsese. So this is the first time they've been together.
So basically Irishman, and then you just put asterisk Oscar movie.
And even if an Oscar movie, it's going to be really entertaining to see Scorsese team back up with them.
Well, and see
Goodfellas,
and see both
Raging
of them,
Bull,
and see both of them in their element. Because it's been a cool minute since they've both been in
their element. Good point.
They both have taken a big hiatus from it, and boy, do they shine when they're in that. Oh my God.
So
De Niro, Pacino,
this movie is straight to Netflix, but now they're talking about theatrical release, so that means the movie's good.
Yeah.
Because if Hollywood don't believe in a movie and they think it's not gonna do anything, even if it's good,
and Netflix is like, you know what, we'll take it and we'll do a theatrical release at the same time.
Like Annihilation.
Yeah.
Which was a dang good movie, but Hollywood didn't think it.
Well, Annihilation was different. They just didn't care about the international part.
Yeah,
but anyways. So Irishman, and then let's not end it. I'm sorry, we got 2 more movies really.
Then we'll brief on some.
We have The Informer. So this right here is basically, it's about I can't remember the dude's name, the John Coleman, the guy from I can't remember his name right now. I can't remember his name. He did a Netflix Altered Carbon. He was a star in Altered Carbon.
Yeah, I'm looking at you like, bruh.
It basically kind of has like a subplot, like Con Air kind of, except minus the airplane, and he's getting released.
And the Nick Cage.
Yeah, so basically he's like a ex-US Special Forces. He's protecting his wife. Basically, borderline kills a man. Gets thrown in jail, and while he's in jail, he kind of gets in with gang members and mafia members in there. And the FBI recruits him to be an informant, so they frame him and throw him back in jail once they release him, so he can be their informant.
That's pretty interesting.
So I'm actually I want to see that, because the FBI. So basically, he gets caught in the middle of a war between the FBI and the mafia.
Okay.
But he's stuck in prison, so he can't. He literally has no choice. So I'm interested to see that. The dude's a great actor. He's another one that he sells a good fight scene. And he's in prison, so we're probably going to get a lot of fight scenes.
Brutal.
Brutal fight scenes. So that's, again, not much on that, but I'm excited for that one.
Oh, let's throw in, speaking of Zombieland, before I remember, it's a smaller film coming out with Lupita Nyong'o. Well, she got 2 coming out, Us and Little Monsters is what I'm talking about. But let's talk about Little Monsters. In this, she plays a school teacher. And I guess Josh Gad is kind of like a estranged music teacher, and he has a crush on her, and some of the cool teacher has a crush, so they're trying to vie for her affections, and at the same time, all this zombie massacre takes place. It almost reminds me of, you remember that movie we saw called Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse? Yes. It's almost taking, like, they took, Boy Scouts and put it in like a zombie outbreak element. Walking Dead type of scenario. Yeah. So this movie seems like it's taking teachers and what teachers do on the day-to-day basis. The new hot teacher comes, they vying for attention.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, poof, zombie apocalypse. So yeah, so that seems like a real fun.
It's fun and it's different.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna get any vibe from us on this podcast, we're big supporters of different.
Very big supporters in Hollywood because
we will go watch whether it's because we rarely look at reviews when we watch movies.
I do. I
tend to avoid
him and my friend don't.
I'll look at them after I've seen him.
It don't alter me.
Yeah.
It really don't alter.
Well, it doesn't alter me either. I just don't like to. I want to go in as fresh as possible.
Right.
I literally want to know as little as possible going into a movie within reason. But we are big supporters of something different, something weird, whether it's bad or good. We'll definitely go and we'll give it that shot and at least try it and watch it and see what happens. And then the last
Us. We need.
Us. That's right. Go ahead. I don't know anything about that.
That has a trailer coming out Christmas.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele. It's
the
basically
poster just came out, right?
Yeah, it's once again, I guess, Lupita Nyong'o's character and Winston Duke, who played
M'Baku.
Yes, from Black Panther. They are pretty much a family, and they go to their little beach house, and with their other friends who plays, what's that guy's name? Funny white guy. It's on my tongue. I can't pronounce his name. He's really funny. Anyways, they're the main characters, but this couple's with them, and then another couple pops up, and that's all we know.
Yeah.
Chaos ensues. How this story goes, who knows? If you watch the poster, the trailer, it seems like it's paying homage to Nightmare on Elm Street. Then it had two scissors. Then it had clearly a woman
holding the scissors,
which is the woman. I think it looked like. At first I thought it was Lupita's hand.
No,
I was trying to figure it wasn't. And then I looked at it. It looked like the girl, because she's in the movie.
Yeah.
What's the show? Titans. And the girl, the black woman who plays Starfire.
Yeah. Oh, she's in that?
I think that might be her.
Okay.
So, her husband is Yahya Mateen, who plays Black Manta in the Aquaman movie. So we'll see how it goes.
Nice little cast.
Seems like a Cape Fear type of movie.
Yeah.
But the trailer comes out Christmas.
So it's right around the corner. And then the last movie, well, not really, I don't want to say the last movie, just for us right now, this is the last movie, is a movie called Triple Frontier. Comes out very early next year. It's like January 2nd week or something like that. This is a Netflix movie.
One of the few that I don't think made suck. I'm sorry. I
Triple
think
Frontier,
all
but
movie straight to Netflix.
It has an all-star cast. It's basically has Ben Affleck in it. A couple other actors. I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now, but they're special forces, and they, I guess, have somebody dies because of drug use or whatever. They try to get something done legally, but no one's doing it. And they said, you know what? Screw it. Let's use the skills that we have, and let's take care of the problem ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And they go down to Colombia, and basically it's 4 or 5 dudes versus the cartel.
Wow.
So it's and these are all special ops training. So it's gonna have an element of stealth, action, thriller. But a nice little story behind it is like
pure action flick.
Pure action flick. And I just like the concept behind it. It's, you know what? They're not going to handle it legally. Our government, well, they trained us to kill. Let's use that skill.
Yeah.
And they're doing it. There's another thing we didn't talk about. I think you and I we just kind of want to know what happens.
Split. But that comes out early.
Split, Glass.
Glass. I would say Split.
I said Split, and that's reminded me of Glass. We are, I don't want to say not excited for it.
I'm interested. I'm very
interested in it, but it's like I said, it's not necessarily to watch the movie. It's more to, I just want to know what the twist is and what happens at the end.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. Because M. Night Shyamalan, I don't think he's been on a streak like ever in his life.
What you mean a streak?
Like a good movie streak.
Oh, what you talking about? He's had a good run.
Far, it's going on right now.
I disagree with that.
I don't feel like he's the greatest director in the world, in my opinion.
Well, nobody said that, but he had a good streak. I mean, he went from...
He made Avatar.
Bro, but you said he never had a good streak. He went from Signs to Unbreakable to Sixth Sense. I mean,
Those were back-to-back?
Yeah, all those movies are back to
I
back.
did not know that, so I take my comment back.
And now he done did Devil, which was decent. He did The Visit, which was good.
Then
with a nice
I
twist.
apologize. I take my comment back.
Then he has Split, and we'll see what Glass could do. I think he's back. I think he's finding his
Okay.
footing again.
Okay.
I think he got big to his for his britches. He don't need to do
that
big
last
scale.
Airbender was.
He don't need to do big scale.
Yeah, that last Airbender was dog doo doo. It was not
But
good.
yeah, man, that's our anticipated movie list.
Yep.
We don't want to hold everybody up. Somebody popped in.
What's up, Crazy?
So, do you have any?
Do you have any questions? Anything? We typically do like a quick little Q&A, but oh god, my elbow just popped.
Well, I guess he doesn't have anything, so we're gonna pretty much close it out. I mean, this are anticipated. We'll be more active this year.
Oh yeah, definitely be a little bit more active, more consistent. It's something we want to make. We want to make something out of the podcast.
Yeah.
That's the goal. It's not just we enjoy watching movies and talking about them and just kind of geeking out for a little bit, but there is like reviewers and media. They kind of, I hate to say it, but they kind of seem to have lost their way.
They have.
There's few of them left, and the ones that are left are starting to go away.
Yeah,
they're starting to lean. They're starting to join everybody else with.
Yeah, can't beat them, join them.
Can't beat them, join them. And I think me and him are too hard headed to ever let that happen. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was our podcast. Crazy, give us a follow, man. We'll be streaming again Sunday next week. I do apologize, it kind of came right at the end, buddy. But,
yeah.
Give us a follow. We'll definitely be streaming.
And we'll be more cohesive. It's been a while, so
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a couple months since we streamed, so it's a little bit. It's kind of been everywhere, but we'll rein it in. We only get better from here. Anyways, peace.